made it down to Lake Wonderland in Boulder, Colorado. Howdy doody. This is Kaypacha with the weekly Pele-rapport, and this is for September 15th of 2015, 9/15/15. What is going on? Well, astrologically there's a lot going on, as is usual, and I'm going to just start with the positions of the moon, because the moon is now in Libra, and probably by the time I get this uploaded it's going to be in Scorpio. It's going to stay in that Scorpio until Friday, going into Sag all through the weekend. A nice beautiful moon moving through Sagittarius. I mean, it does conjunct with with Saturn on Friday, and squares Mars. I'll talk a little bit about that. But then on Monday, it goes into Capricorn. Just before going into Capricorn, at like almost the last degree of Sagittarius, it comes into that third quarter square with the sun. Yeah. And in addition to the movements of the moon, you know, probably what a lot of people follow is that we've got this Mercury going retrograde on Thursday. And last but not least, we've got Saturn, who has been in that sign of Scorpio. It bounced out for a little while before, but since October of 2012, we're now having this big shift of Saturn moving out of Scorpio once and for all for the next 28 years and into that sign of Sagittarius. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what that means. Yeah, I think that's kind of it. We are building up to a couple of different things that are going on simultaneously. And that is, number one, the sun is in opposition to Chiron. You know, and it was exact a couple days ago, but it's still there with us now. And Mars is moving closer and closer to a square with Saturn, coming up there in the late degrees, yes, of Leo. And it's going to be squaring that Saturn shortly, but you may be feeling the effects now. And of course the effects of that is Mars square Saturn makes life hard. So we'll talk about life being hard a little bit, because that's not the only contributing element to that story. Yeah. So let me find a little place to, you know, out of the wind if I can, and talk at you. Okay, well, I'm styling here in Boulder. Gave a talk last night, found out about the man bun. So, yeah, thank you, Adam Summer, sharing that with me. Before getting into the specifics of what's going on this week, I want to give a little bigger, broader, wider picture of, you know, some of the seeds. Some of the seeds that were sown back in December of 2009. And that was back when Jupiter joined together with Neptune and Chiron, actually. There was a Jupiter-Neptune-Chiron conjunction, you know, through 2009, late 2009. And that sowed seeds of a spiritual purpose. That sowed seeds of love. That sowed seeds of a utopian vision of what life might be able to be on so many different levels. It may have involved a letting go of an old life in order to like pursue a new dream. And so now this Jupiter comes around 6 years later, and it's exactly opposite Neptune tomorrow. Yeah? And we can say that it moves very slowly, so we can say pretty much it's been opposite Neptune for a month. I've talked about it before, and it's going to be opposite Neptune for another month. So, you know, within this backdrop, this is a time of harvest, this is a time of fruition, this is a time when a lot of those dreams will be either coming true, or they will be exposed as illusions of grandeur, or as self-delusion, because this is what Virgo is about. Yeah? It's about clarity, discernment, and discrimination. So how much in alignment with reality was your dream, was your purpose, was your imagination? Yeah? And so now it also requires effort. It requires work to implement that dream and to make that dream come true. So this is a time when a lot of us may be feeling overwhelmed with too much work. Yeah, Jupiter just gives us more, and its opposite Neptune has no boundaries and no limits, and it's just like, it's exhaustion. This is a time when, you can either, go one of two ways, either tilt on the side of too much work, yeah, to exhaustion and blowing yourself out and, like needing to retreat, or you can retreat too much, and be in a space of, how can I say, victim consciousness, where it seems like, it's too big or life is too much and, it's pointless, it's meaningless, I'm powerless, and I'm a victim, I'm sorry, but part of that can just be because you didn't do anything. Yeah, baby. So, within all of that, then that gives us this Saturn moving out of Scorpio into Sagittarius, where it's going to be for like 3 years, okay, till, like October or something of 2018, before it starts playing around with, Capricorn there. Sagittarius is the sign of the guru, it's the sign of the teacher, it is the sign of natural law and the meaning of life. What is true, what is honest, and what is meaningful. And it's coming into, and this is, the all of 2016, this great T-square between Saturn, Neptune, and Jupiter. And it's kind of kicking in a little bit just as soon as Saturn gets into Sagittarius. It's going to square Neptune for a long time. The Saturn square Neptune with the Jupiter involved, I'm talking about work. Well, it has to be meaningful work that is in alignment with your true purpose. So you may be experiencing chaotic moments at work, with coworkers, with other people, like it's too much or it's overwhelming or it's this, that, or the other thing. I encourage you to just sit down and sit still and find out if what you're doing on your day-to-day routine is really what is meaningful. Is it an expression of your truth? Is it why you're here in a body on planet Earth? Or are you just like procrastinating and putting off because you're afraid or because you don't have a truth or you don't have a meaning? And because all of your teachers, Sagittarius, religious, cultural, political, parental, whatever, all of your external authorities have misguided you, have, just kind of hidden the truth. So these next few years is a time of truth-telling, of truth-digging. And this brings me to what? Boom, boom, boom. In comes Mercury. Oh my God, these next couple of days, man, freaking look out. Mercury comes up and it stations, it like stops still, it's an optical illusion, square to Pluto and opposite Uranus. Before it says, ay, that's too intense for me, I'm going back. And it's going right back down to almost 0 degrees of Libra, where it's going to hit again the north node of the moon and black moon Lilith, who are still hanging out together there, yeah? God, this could be a long Pele-rapport. What that says to me, okay, Mercury is our communication, and it may be time over these next 3 weeks, as Mercury goes retrograde, to tell the truth, yeah, to reflect, to recommit, or to, just reinstate, or to recontract, or to recommit, or to, just like recollect. It's all the re. Maybe rethink, yeah, because, and what you may get is in these next couple of days, like Wednesday and Thursday, Moon in Scorpio, Mercury in that square. This is a time for blow-ups. This is a time for like revelation that may be nasty. And it's time to really look out, yeah? You can be in one of two positions at this time. You can be an obnoxious, egotistical, stuck in your own way, with a huge big attitude and a big huge ego, thundering down at other people about what you think is right and what you need and what they should do and da 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 da, and just be a monster. Or you can run into monsters that are trying to, like, you know, manipulate you, that are yelling at you, that are intense, that are in your face, that are trying to just, like, you know. And so this, like, this is to trigger, you know. You know, Mercury is now in this place of triggering, and Moon in Scorpio, triggering feelings. Triggering, you know, is this true or is this false? You know, is this real or is this illusion? This is all this kind of a time, you know, of like filtering through, you know, these last 6 years of experience to really deepen, you know, and make our lives more meaningful. And that may include getting out of situations with coworkers. That may be changing jobs, getting a new job, you know, moving into your own, becoming your own authority or your own, you know, even going back to school, you know. Saturn moving through Sagittarius is higher learning, higher education. So, you know, it's all in this, you know, it's all part of this process, I would say, of forcing us back into ourselves, because our truth is our truth. And it's very, you know, we can use our partners, especially our intimate partners, to help reflect our truth to us. But ultimately, each one of us has our own unique purpose, our own unique meaning, our own unique truth. And it's, you know, kind of kicking us back into finding it within. And when we sit still, or we go back, or we reflect, we're going to tap into that Uranus and Aries, trining Venus in Leo, which is like, whoa, it's time to make big changes. It's time to rebel, revolt, step into the new, step out of the old, and only really do my passion, only really follow my heart's path that gives me a sense of I am doing something meaningful. So this is Saturn coming out of Scorpio, you know. It's like the phoenix rising from the ashes of the underworld into the fire sign of Sagittarius. It can be a real mind expanding time period. And I'll be coming into more, you know, with this whole thing of, you know, we're in the middle of the eclipses right now, and this third quarter square moon, you know, coming up is really a time to, it's really time to come out, you know, and make these final preparations for really getting, you know, my truth, you know, out there to the world. So that brings me to today's mantra. The time is now to share my truth as a gift of light, love, and gratitude. This whole Virgo Pisces thing, it is about service. It can be looked as sacrifice. We can be looked as, you know, as we're being victimized because all we do is give, 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 give. Or we can look at it that Jupiter's been in Leo for a year. Mars and Venus, you know, are, you know, still hanging out in Leo. And we become the generous king, the generous queen. And it's just a gift. It's a gift to the world. We're sharing our power, we're sharing our truth, we're sharing our heart, we're sharing our love, we're sharing our genius. You know? I mean, we're sharing our smile, you know? I mean, it's just like, you know, get into something, you know, that's fun and that makes you smile, and then it's not work, you know? You're having a good time. And it's a contribution. And you're just giving it away because the river of life is just going to fill your cup right back up again. And so it's only this, you know, fear of, you know, scarcity, of running out, that I'm not enough, that there is not enough, that life is not enough, that da 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 da. If you get over that, you know, those old belief systems, you know, and I'm not going to go into the patriarchal, you know, authorities that laid some of those belief systems on us. I've got 3 years to talk about Saturn in Sagittarius, you know. But we've got some limiting core beliefs that are really holding us back. So really look at, you know, what you believe in and start believing in yourself. Doing. Oh yeah, Pluto polarity point in Cancer. So anyway, you know, just another day. That's gonna sum it up. The time is now to share my truth as a gift of light, love, and gratitude. Namaste. Aloha.